Why is living in Fayetteville, Georgia so expensive? With the inflation of the last years, life has gotten more expensive everywhere. And Fayetteville, Peachtree City, and Fayette County, Georgia are no exceptions. So can you afford to move here? Hi, I'm Daphne Bousquet with eXp Realty, and today we're diving into the cost of living in Fayette County, Fayetteville, and Peachtree City, Georgia. We'll compare these areas to the national and Georgia averages and see how they stack up against neighboring Coweta and Henry counties. If you're thinking about moving to this beautiful part of Georgia or just curious about how the costs here measure up, stay tuned. First, let's take a look at Fayette County. The overall cost of living here is $112.7, and that is 12.7% higher than the national average and 19.3% higher than Georgia average. And when you look at the interactive map on the Economic Policy Institute website, you see that Fayette County as a whole has a higher cost of living than the surrounding counties. So where does this difference come from? Fayette County has all the usual grocery stores like Kroger, Walmart, Publix, and Aldi. The prices in these stores are consistent with the prices in other areas of the Atlanta metro area. We know the prices for groceries have gotten more expensive in recent years, and at this point, I'm happy if I get a full cart of groceries for under $300. Crazy, right? For instance, a gallon of milk at Kroger was $2.99, and at Aldi, $2.55, and at Walmart, $2.79. Now, that is actually not that much different than 2 years ago when I made this video for the first time. A basic loaf of bread ranged from $1.42 at Walmart to $1.79 at Kroger. And although that is slightly higher than a couple of years ago, it is definitely not something that will raise your cost of living substantially. Now, the price of gas is a moving target, as you know, but since there are plenty of gas stations around, whether you get gas in Fayette or surrounding areas on your way to work, you can definitely save. Personally, I get my gas at Costco, where it's consistently 20 cents cheaper, and Kroger helps out with their Kroger rewards as well. So what drives the cost of living? And when you look at the budget calculator of the Economic Policy Institute, you'll see that the budget for 2 adults and 2 children to live comfortably in Fayette is definitely higher in Fayette than it is in Coweta County, which includes Newnan and Sonoy, and Henry County, which is the home of McDonough and Locust Grove. And by the way, you can find all these resources and the budget calculator in the description. Housing is a big factor here. According to Best Places, the median home price in Fayette County is $416,000, and that is 23.2% more expensive than the national average and 35.1% more than the Georgia average. Now, I'm sure these prices are dated because over the last 12 months, the sales price in Fayette County was actually $461,750, reflecting almost 10% of change in home values over the last couple of years. And when you look at 2-bedroom rentals, I am coming up at $1,900. And that is not even including the rentals in Trilith, which kind of starts at $3,600 for a 2-bedroom. Fayette County has very few rentals, and there's not that many apartments to rent, and condos and multifamily housing is few and far between. The county consists mainly of single-family homes, which are more expensive than smaller condos or apartments, and all that drives the cost of housing up. And compared to Coweta County, which had a median sales price of $401,000, and Henry County, which has a median sales price of $325,258, you can see why Fayette County's cost of living is higher. Also, Fayette has 82% owner occupancy, Coweta has 73%, and Henry County has 70%. Transportation costs are also notable, sitting at 24.9% higher than the national average. So whether you're buying a home or renting or considering your daily commute, living in Fayette County does come with higher expenses. Now let's zero in on Fayetteville. Like Fayette County, Fayetteville has an overall cost of living score of 112.7. The median home price here is slightly lower at $405,000, but it's still 14.5% higher than the national average. And renting a 2-bedroom unit in Fayetteville costs around $1,680 a month, which is 17.5% more than the national average and 23.8% higher than the state average. Peachtree City stands out with an even higher cost of living score at 117, which is 17% above the national average. And this city is known for upscale living and amenities, making it desirable but more expensive place to live. Not surprisingly, the median sales price over the last 12 months was substantially higher as well at $528,597. Let's talk taxes. Property taxes in Fayette County are relatively high. For a home valued at $416,000, you're looking at property taxes ranging from $4,000 to $5,000 annually. The base sales tax in Georgia is 4%, but local taxes bring it up to around 7 to 8%. And don't forget about Georgia's progressive income tax system, which ranges from 1% to 5.75%. Miscellaneous costs in Fayette County include everything from healthcare to personal care. Healthcare costs are slightly below the national average, but childcare can be quite expensive due to the high demand for quality education. Fayette County boasts an excellent school system, and many people move to the county especially for the schools. And that demand for excellent schools manifests itself in the daycares. I was shocked by the prices I paid for daycare when I moved to Fayette County compared to what I paid for my local daycare in South Florida. Now, yes, it was more expensive, but the quality of care and instruction were on an entirely different level. Entertainment and personal services like haircuts and gym memberships also tend to be pricier in more affluent areas like Peachtree City. And although you can find cheaper gyms, many of the popular gyms that offer group classes like CrossFit or boot camps and more personalized training are easily $150 per month or more. So let's look again at the map. What do these darker places on the map have in common? They are desirable places to live. People want to live in these towns because of the quality of life. Time and time again, towns in Fayette County like Tyrone, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville come up in the best places to live in Georgia. So even though the cost of living may be a bit higher than in other areas in Georgia, so are the schools and the quality of life. And if you come here from places like California or New York, it's still a bargain. Want more information about the area? I invite you to watch the next video. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel.